From just outside and just inside the perimeter of Atlanta, Georgia, where, despite a draw with the Fire, things are still looking pretty dire.
Oh, it's so good to have you back, Optimus Glenn.
I tried.
Seriously.
I fucking tried, and it got me nowhere. Hello, everybody. It is the Five Takes
Another
Podcast.
last second tie didn't get you there,
No, it
Glenn.
didn't, but we are back.
Back, baby.
Like Gigi, apparently, seems likely to MLS. Seems like Charlotte is going to get it done. It's not 100% yet, but an offer was made, rejected, and it just seems like maybe some terms that could be worked out. Shame it won't happen by this Saturday, because that would have been hilarious.
You want
But
to talk about manufacturing
yeah,
a rivalry
Yakimakis
instantly.
back at it. What do we think about him coming back to MLS? We know he's made of glass, but a villain storyline here, or what do we make of this?
I mean, Charlotte obviously has the money. They just sold Patrick, whose name I can't pronounce, who I like.
Ajimon.
Great,
Ajimon.
Ajimon.
Yeah, they made a
Ajimon.
good little chunk off him, man.
It's a good move for
Good business.
everybody. And
Good business for him.
yeah,
Good business for the league.
and-
Good look for the league. Player development. Yep, for sure.
Yep. So, and I think that's really the first big exiting player Charlotte has ever had develop. So, look,
Short history, but yeah, it's but it's good.
So, I mean, obviously Charlotte's got a need. Who I'm definitely a little bit surprised to hear that Gigi would deign to grace such an inferior league with his presence.
I don't
Honestly,
think he ever spoke ill about the
that'll be-
league. Like,
Yeah, actually he did.
oh, did he?
If he,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, really? In that kind of Barco fashion?
In that kind of Barco fashion, when he signed at Cruz Azul, he basically said MLS was like a kiddie league.
It
Oh,
was
I
not
didn't-
like
I
it
didn't
was
know he
not
actually
quite
said
Barco level like
But
trashing
he
of MLS
said
though. It
something
was
to the
very
effect.
brief. My beef with him was more the complete lack of shout out statement, anything, and the fact that it was such a whimper and it took 7 days and whatever. But I digress. I think that it would be a fun storyline from the sort of villain standpoint of where we know that Charlotte likes to needle at us. And I think
This
that
is their
I think
recruitment
it
strategy.
seems, yeah, and it seems
Yeah.
in that vein,
Yeah.
in the same way that they goaded us into bringing Miggy back. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll goad us and we'll get Gigi now back. Plot twist. Um
Honestly, I wouldn't put it
And
past.
spoiler alert, Mickey can't play with him either.
Wow, Amy.
I'm sorry.
That is a very, very dark turn in Choose Your Own Adventure.
That's not a spoiler. It's not a spoiler.
Foreshadowing.
That'd be
My notes
if that
about
happened. We'd be like, yeah, okay. That
I
tracks.
never knew
We
you had that
parsed
much
the
golf
course
in
with
you,
this
Amy.
season. Can't you see it now?
Wow. Look, I felt like when Gigi was here, Gigi as a player is a good player for the league to have in the same way that Joseph is
Yes.
a good player for the league to have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was admittedly fully bought in on him. Okay,
We all were.
I was just going to ask, are we having a bonfire for your lightning bolt? Zeus
We all were.
thing?
Like, there's not one among us who wasn't about this guy because he brought it. He did in the first season. He did.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where my problem and my butt hurt comes from is I listened to that whole entire podcast he did with Taylor Twellman while he lied to all of our faces.
Yeah, I fucking love this team. Doesn't quite hit the way it did at the time.
Yeah.
But that was
I don't wanna
maybe,
leave.
could we
Raise
say,
my family here.
could we
blah, blah,
say
blah.
that was the start of not Atlanta being bad? Clearly that happened a while ago. But that was the start of this shit doesn't make sense.
What I'll say is
You know what I
that
mean? Where
don't know-
something's going to work out, like it's looking good, and then inexplicably, out of nowhere, this isn't a Jurgen Damm situation where we're all like, yeah, probably not going to work out. This worked out, and then it didn't.
It was really weird because literally he came out with the podcast where he shouted out how Brooks Lennon was just the man and knew where to put the ball. And literally after those words came out of his mouth, he and Brooks could not find each other anywhere. and
Well,
then he was injured,
yeah.
and so in some ways I wonder if, you could argue maybe it was Joseph, right? But like, is Gigi the, canary in the coal mine of this situation where we have this toxic kind of locker room, whatever going on, where we can't seem to get the monkey off our back when it comes to like whatever that team
There
chemistry is that we're missing. And it's been missing since kind of when that went.
I will say that there were a lot of things that were not necessarily said in the media, but you guys have all heard the rumors, and I think a lot of people have heard rumors and breakdowns and things once he was out of here about challenges in the locker room with him, and the fact that he was not necessarily a healthy and or positive influence in the locker room, which I also think is one of the reasons why when he wanted out, they got him out.
Fair.
Because
Yeah.
the move at the time did not make a lick of sense, even though the team was in a spiral and
Right.
whatever. Like we'd just come off and been Miami Kryptonite, and then all of a sudden went out and kind of got hosed against Charlotte, but like whatever, it
Mm.
was, everything went downhill from there.
Mm. Mm.
But yeah, like it'll be interesting because I don't get the vibes that he was all that welcome at Cruz Azul. When he came over from Celtic, the fans were not, they liked him there, but like they were also not unhappy to see the back of him because of the injury, because of whatever. He's a guy who's chasing cash. Okay, go get your money over in Charlotte.
And you only get
Stir
so
up
many
whatever over
paydays,
there. Couldn't happen
especially
to a
when
neighbor
you,
club, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Jen, and you only get so many paydays when you're
Yeah.
in that position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And
got to.
Look, I mean,
and when
that's
you're a guy that has the injury history that he has.
I'm
So
not.
he's not getting another big contract. I cannot imagine Charlotte is going to pony up what we were willing to pony up
Not
for
not
him
that
for an
much, but
extension.
he'll be paid well.
Yeah,
You know,
he's not going to be paid $8 million,
probably not.
but he's going to be paid
Probably
well.
not, but millions. You know,
Yeah,
still in that realm. He's not a damn player.
no, but I don't
he'll
know.
be
I don't
comfortable when
think.
he's ready to retire to Greece, I
Yes.
think.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I also I haven't looked at the stats recently, but the last I've heard, because a lot of people keep track of large scale X players, I don't remember him being especially productive at Cruz Azul.
He's been okay. He's been okay. He's been serviceable. He exceeds anything that anybody at this team is doing. Do we want to talk about the team tonight, or do we just want to keep distracting ourselves? What minute are we at tonight before we're getting to the team? Almost 15
15.
ish. 15 ish. A little bit, I think a little bit shade under. So actually, that's quite good for us, like, considering like where we're at. But we did get the draw. Nice to see Will Riley get a goal. That's cool. Once
His
again,
MLS
it's the
debut goal.
kids. It's the
I mean,
kids.
his first goal for
Yeah.
MLS.
Hey, look, and it couldn't happen to a nicer kid from Decatur, Georgia.
Yes.
Greater indicator.
Who mentors kids, comes out like I said, he's not, it's I love it when you get to see
Good
that.
poaching
Like,
goal too. Good reactionary, just right there and slamming home. Good on him.
And he finished
and
it, which is something that
Emphatically.
we have been struggling
something
to
that people
do.
who make way more money than he does can't seem to be able to do.
Goodness
Look,
gracious.
it doesn't take a genius to see that the second that they made the 70th minute subs, the entire chemistry on the field changed. There was a better opportunity within 5 minutes of those subs being made than there
Fancy
had been
that.
for most of the rest of the match. Cayman Togashi knows how to crash a back post, as does Luke Brennan, apparently. And, they nearly made a couple of different things happen before Will Riley ultimately put the goal home. And it was just, honest to God, refreshing to see that kind of just passion and get at it. And yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know what else to say about
Well,
it. Like,
you're
you're
saying
trying
what
to make it
everybody
happen,
you're
but
saying what many other
Literally
people
what-
have been saying. We got a number of comments across our socials referencing the bench players, the kids, the non-starters, and questions about Ronnie in the front office. Primarily Ronnie, because ultimately decision who to start lies with him. It is the coach's decision. Why not just play the kids more? Just play them, right? Mark D. Bertram on X says this is his lineup that he would run with. And I'll contrast this with, I think it was Abby, who also had some ideas about lineup choices. But this is what Mark would go with. he would still start L, which I don't get, but he says he'd be okay with TRA or Togashi. I mean, I'm start them. Like if we're gonna do it, do it. So L, sit.
I agree.
Brennan on the left, Miggy center, Saba right, Will Riley, Sleesh, Amador, Luis Abram. It's for a little experience, I suppose. Efrain, Morales, Matt Edwards, and Jaden Hibbert. In goal, yes, more Hibbert. And that's not a disrespect thing to Goose. He had great saves last night, but the season is done. Let's see what he and the other kids can do. Contrasting that with what Abby said on Facebook, her theoretical lineup. She says either Goose or Hibbert in goal. Okay. Back line, Cobb, Morales, Edwards, and Chongqui. Haven't seen him in a minute. And have Amador, Ronald Hernandez. More of him, please, too. Brooks Lennon or Abram with them, just for a little balance there of some experience and stuff. Midfield, Will Riley, Luke Brennan, and Torres. Okay. And then,
Wow.
yeah. Hey, look, play the kids or don't play the kids. What the fuck do we have to lose? It's done.
I think I think Abby has missed a lot of twos matches this season, so she's just trying to make up for the crazy schedule that the teams have this year that like nobody can go to.
Yeah, and then forward up top, Togashi or Gordon. Sure, can't hurt. Try it. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, I get it. The kids are the only ones throughout this whole season, even when we were kind of doing okay and doing something.
Weren't kind of. You're talking about 3 matches.
Yeah, that's exactly that's what I'm talking about. But the kids, even in those 3 matches, were doing well. Like they have been the through line through this season as far as heart, effort, determination, creativity, commitment, and skill. To be honest.
But like. But let's take a step back though.
Sure.
Like I get the sentiment, right?
Yeah.
I share the sentiment.
Yeah.
I would like to see particular homegrowns that I think have earned some minutes see some more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to maintain that the reason Luis Abram is on there is to give you that experience in the back line, and it's not because Cobb is in anybody's doghouse by any means. I think you just have a different kind of center back pairing there. But in any case, the thing is that okay, we want to play the kids, we're ready to move on, etc. You've still got a summer transfer window. And by the way, guys, we can't just fire everybody and like hire new. There's a salary cap, there are all these rules, there's all these trades, all these other kind of things. So in my mind, what I'm seeing is a guy who's been given the directive, one, put the armband on Miggy, we're making it happen. We may have ordered the wrong recipe, but we're building this team around that. And B, showcase these guys. We've got to play them right now, because if you're going to get somebody to come fish Brooks Lennon or come get whoever else is on your dog list, right? And I'm not saying he's on mine per se, but there are names, right, that you put out there and you say, well, not this guy, do this guy. Well, if you want to be able to move guys on, there's got to be something that is appealing, right? And so you've got to play them to get some time and get some energy around them to move them. And so I think that we saw the last spaghetti against the wall, if you will, from Dyla when he brought in that team in the 70th minute. I think that was his way of being like, and here's what we can have when we're done having to play the rest of these guys.
Have to, like, if you want to move these players on, you got to give them minutes. Teams got to get a look at them, and if they go on the bench, maybe that makes moving them on harder. Yeah.
So number one, I just want to counterpoint to that.
Okay.
And take this for what it's worth. I think nobody I think a lot of people are still going to look at this club, look at the talent and what they're making, and be like, well, Ronnie Dyla didn't know what the hell he was doing, and we can get more out of these players by playing them in their proper positions. And I want to shout out in conjunction with what you and Abby had mentioned with the youth movement, friend of the pod Tim Steimer, who said on Facebook, I think the only way we can make something positive out of the season is if we learn what we have and what we need. Can Luke start in the next 2 years, or is he going to be a Tyler Wolf 5-year project?
Yeah.
What about Riley? What about Cobb? Edwards, the keeper?
Yep.
What do we have and what do we need? Saba on the left teaches us nothing. He's ineffective there. We know what Muyumba is at this point. Abram is gone anyway. Morales made his first mistake tonight. If he learned and doesn't make it once and we become competitive, then tonight was worthwhile for his development. Our guys need to learn to compete at high pace where mistakes are punished by other pros. The game is the teacher.
That's quite the comment.
Well, yeah, and Morales definitely got a lesson. I mean, I feel like that nutmeg like took his soul off the field, and like he was still there, but
But that's how
was
you
he
learn,
really
and
still there? But you know what? He bounced back from
for
it.
sure.
His minutes after that
He
were
got
fine.
beat on
We ended up
1v1.
we ended up getting the tie, and it's behind you, right? And
Hmm.
hopefully it's behind him. But yeah, that moment was a moment. And you
And
definitely are
that's
going to
you
learn something
can't.
about him when he gets the opportunity to get right back out on the field on Saturday. And I think, hopefully he will, and I have every faith that he will be resilient, because that seems to be the thread that runs through every one of these homegrowns. And I don't know if that is the FEA influence from all the years that they, baked in the Atlanta sun. But the kids seem to have, I don't know, some cohesiveness, some passion.
What do we think about Captain Miggy versus Captain Bartow? There's been a lot of discussion about that. TPEG88 says that Bartow has been an unexpected, like, shining star in the darkness, right? At least him and Miggy keep giving everything. I'd be fine with either of them as captain, just from a leadership mentality, like not from a necessarily skill, but even though like Bartow's been really productive, but it's not exactly a fair comparison given what their respective roles and jobs are. Miggy assisting and scoring, and Bartow just being a facilitator. He's done a good job, but I'd be fine with either of them. They seem like decent enough captain material. Thoughts?
I didn't pull stats, but I wouldn't be shocked if Bartow had been outproducing Miggy, though, on the goal assist
Just shots.
line.
Yeah, he
Okay.
tries from range.
And I mean, I think that my choice of name tonight kind of gives away where I am on this list, but
The
in all
Bartosian
seriousness,
meter.
like we talk about a barometer, right? It measuring the pressure. I think we've got to have a Bartosh meter, a Bartosh barometer, or whatever you would say, however you want to do it. Y'all make it
Bartoshometer?
better.
Bartometer. It's just a
Bartoshometer.
bartometer. It's just a bartometer.
Bartometer is
Yeah,
what
it's
I
just a
started with.
bartometer.
But anyway, bartometer.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, I don't want to know any of the soccer moneyball stats or whatever it is. What I want to see is a measuring stick of where are you on the meter that is topped out by Bartow. Because what he's showing me is that you can go to 150, okay? And you can't give me 85%, which is what I feel like
Hmm.
I'm begging these guys for at this point.
These
Like,
go to 11. Well, why not just make 10 louder and then anyhow? Um,
but
I
But you know what I'm saying. So
yes.
like in my mind, if he's the guy that is setting the pace, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's setting the tone, he's setting the meter. Why does he not have the captain's band? And the only reason I can come to is they're not good ones. And I don't know
I'm
that I
gonna
saw
say,
anything out of
Amy,
Miggy that made me feel like putting the captain's
Amy,
band
I'm gonna
really
say the
elevated
not
him.
good reasons why Miggy is the captain
Go.
and Bartosz is not.
Go.
Miggy is the captain is a last ditch move in desperation to get something going
Yep.
out of Miggy, because nothing else, and I mean nothing else, is working.
Yep.
And because he makes $8 million, and I've said this on
Yep.
17 different social media forums, in MLS, you cannot let $8 million a season ride the pine.
Yep. 100%.
Yes,
100%.
and you've got to figure out if you're hitting the Italian eject button, right? Like, is that what we're calling the parachute that Toronto ejected both of Bernadeschi and whatever out
I
of?
think we're
Like,
I think we're going to
I'm
have
saying,
to,
like,
like, I heard what you're saying earlier about we can't just fire everybody, salary cap, MLS silly rules and stuff. We have more flexibility than that. We have two buyouts. We
Yeah,
can
didn't
do
use one.
things at a big $1 billion level or something smaller. We can, and it's going to take that because in this league there are only 4 positions that you can adjust that will dramatically immediately have an impact on your team, your 3 DPs and your coach. If none of those things change, this team doesn't change at all.
okay.
It's frustrating to see a player like Saba, who very rarely doesn't put in a shift.
Mm-hmm.
High on the Bartow meter, Saba. Yes.
High on the Bartow meter. I mean, I'm not saying, there have been matches where Saba has not been clocked in.
When
I'm
he's
not
in the
gonna
right
say,
position.
but
Sorry.
it's not setting him up. Again, we're setting everybody else on the squad up to fail by playing them out of position to accommodate Miggy. Oh, and now, by the way, you get the armband. Oh, and guess what? None of it is working.
So
How many matches, how long has it been since we actually got 3 points?
it's been
Does
a hot
May.
anyone
minute
remember
since
the last time
the
we got 3
last home
points?
match.
May.
The
May.
last home
It's
match.
been a long time.
Yep.
Was it a fuck you, Orlando? Because I
Yes,
wasn't
it
here
was
for
the match going into this
Yeah.
shit road trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the last time we won. Hey, so okay.
Sure.
So fun exercise, I
Okay.
think. I've been thinking about this since the game. Okay. So, fun fact, had a guy come look at trees in my yard because I like to periodically do that because I don't want a tree to come down on my house. And we were talking about this one particular tree, and he was explaining to me that we can take some pieces off of it, but there are limitations to the amount that you want to remove in order to save a tree. Because if you remove too much, it dies, right? And it's
Right.
something like 25%. You don't want to remove more than 25%. And I was thinking if our team was a tree that we'd like to save, but we don't want to kill, so we could get rid of 25% or less. What piece of the team, what are you hacking off to try to
I got you.
propel this
I'm
forward?
cutting the entire tree down and planting something new.
Okay, well there you go. So
Honest to
F
God,
the tree.
I'm cutting
Is
the tree
F the
down,
tree.
and I'm bringing in stump removal as well, because I don't want any of that shit to grow back.
So you're doing everything to like
I
just
haven't.
ground the stump
If
down,
you could
start over.
answer me this simple question from both of you, give me one player who you build around.
on our club right now.
Build
Would be a
around
John.
this person.
It'd be a Johnny Fortune, and he's currently sitting on the bench,
Well, injured.
injured, right?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So
I just mean is out.
one homegrown. That's it. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing to trim. There's nothing to build off of. Like, this has to be like purged, I think, entirely. The 2-person eject button, it's not enough. It's not.
I will go out on a limb and say that
That limb's gonna break.
I'm also not gonna throw Schleich out at this point. I don't see anything
Okay.
out of him that tells me he
I'll keep
can't play with other pieces, right?
All right,
And
I'll agree with that. He has shown an ability to play in different ways and still
different
put in
formations,
the
different
same
group
shift.
pairings.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll get on board with that. So, Jay and Barto, bye-bye, everybody else. Heartbreaking.
I mean,
and I don't want
I
it for
think
Miggy because I think he gives a lot. And I don't think he fits anywhere, anyway. You know,
And I
so
don't question that he cares. I do believe,
cares.
I would believe if somebody told me that Miggy was not sleeping at night because
100%.
he's upset
He
that
cares.
he's not performing.
He cares.
I would believe that. I would feel that in my soul.
Yes.
And I don't want any of my criticism to translate as
Nope.
I don't appreciate Miguel Almiron
Nope.
and what
Not at
he
all.
brings and cares about in this city. But if we're going to be this critical of Moranchuk,
Yes.
I don't know how you hang on him when you're looking at Almiron
No.
and Latte Lot.
Same criticism. It's not working. I love him. It's not working.
I think it's killing the latte lot thing is killing me.
That's not working either. He's straight up.
It's-
I'll just say it. He's not good. I'm sorry. He's not good. He's not. He's not. I've had 6 months to look at this guy. He's not good.
I don't know. Like, I get it. I think my hesitance is just when it comes to both Alexi and Latte, when we were playing in a different formation with slightly different pieces at the beginning of the season, both of them
He's received
We-
some
we
Performed
don't have the
better.
right. I don't.
But maybe
think we
it's
have the
moments.
Right. I don't think we have the right kind of wingers and tens to exploit what Latte Lot is good at. Like, he does not fit into the kind of service that he's going to get from the 2 wingers that we have and
Okay.
what Alexi does at the 10. So
What does
in my
Alexi
mind,
do at the 10?
well, I still think at this stage in the game, you know, maybe you make an effort with Jay and Latte and Morales and Cobb, and you let Hibbert go, and you feed Hibbert to the Wolves. I think we're kind of ready to do that. Like, he didn't look horrible, but he's not going to learn unless he plays.
Yeah.
Like, what he's got to work on in terms of game state, reading plays and situations, and learning about distribution and stuff like that. You can't train that into somebody.
No, you need reps.
No.
You need reps, and you need
And
game
that's
state.
why I want
and it's
the
not
kids.
the same at the 2s as it is at the 1s.
That's
And
why I want the kids.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
upset if it happened, but at the same time, I'm just not there to call for it. Like, I feel like Brad has done nothing to lose the goalkeeper job. I think that I am supportive of the captain's armband moving, whether I agree with where
he
it
hasn't
landed.
lost the job.
Okay, but he hasn't lost the
No,
job,
but it's not
and
about
I think it's I don't know. Like I said, this is just a personal preference thing. I'm not making any arguments against what you guys are saying. I'm saying on a personal preference level, I just have a deep respect for a guy that has deep respect for the club. And if
understand.
Goose is ready to move on, cool. But otherwise, I'm not disrespecting him.
In that scenario, if
bit of his
Goose
career.
gave his blessing or whatever, you're cool?
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Play Hibbert, right? Like, I'm not opposed to moving on, but I don't think that we need to short circuit Brad's last hurrah, especially if all of us are at the point where we're giving up on the season anyway. To me, that doesn't swing the pendulum towards play Hibbert for this
on getting
season.
a result or getting the playoffs. I'm not giving up on using this time to try to get ready for 26.
And I think of the positions that you need to get an idea and you need to be solid on, goalkeeper is not one where I feel like you need to see a ton of time.
Fortunately, we're going to get to see them. We have Leagues Cup.
Yeah, and that's the other
Seriously.
thing is you can play him in Leagues Cup. And
Yeah,
that's what I would do personally.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I am looking forward to Leagues Cup for that very reason. And the hilariousness of Pineda coming back here when we're even worse than he was. I think that's going to be hysterical. But I'm genuinely looking forward to, if ever we're just going to get crazy with it and just start the fucking kids, that's the time to do it. Who gives a shit? Start
anybody
them.
who gives a shit about Goose. Do you give a shit about Goose?
Of course
Jen?
I do, but let Hibbert. Goose is going to be cool. I got 4 kids. I got a whole clan at home I need to take care of. This is fine. Start Hibbert.
Time.
All right.
I do have to say just one little thing in praise of Goose, and
sure.
This is why we love you, man.
The Hamburglar.
There is nothing. There is nothing better than Goose in a face mask versus the internet. Because the memes and the comparisons and the names, they have been epic. They have been absolutely epic. So for those of you who have listened this far, I got a little poll for you.
Okay.
We want to know what the polar bear's new nickname should be. Okay? I have a list. I wrote them down. I took notes.
I assume that we can have submissions.
Yes. We will take submissions. You can add your own things, but we're going to do a poll for this. So,
right.
How do you feel about Bat Goose?
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Okay, what about Bat Brad?
Yeah, that works a little better.
Bat Brad.
Bat Brad
I also
works
like
Brad.
I also like Bradman.
Bradman?
Mm.
I don't know, because I think you're going to like this one better.
Yeah.
What about Baldman?
Baldman?
Baldman.
Baldman.
Nah.
I think that you're missing the obvious Guzman.
That's not, no.
For Guzman. They call him Guzman.
No, that's like somebody's last name.
I know, but it's great.
So then we have Guzoro.
Guzoro.
Yeah, Guzoro.
It's all right.
And my personal favorite that was contributed in part by Mike Conti and in part by my boyfriend Mark, the Ham Goozler.
Yes.
No.
The Ham Goozler, but it sounds dirty. Is the thing. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Bat Brad, but I think the internet's going to help us out at some point. They're going to.
No.
I also want to.
Yeah, see, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to both to Mike Conti last night and his incredible work, and the reason I will still listen to our local radio broadcast, because Lord knows that man had a field day with Hamburglar references and the zippernickel, pumpernickel, whatever the
The
Olympicos,
guy who
whatever.
scored the accidental Olympico.
Yes,
The
Pumpernickel.
accidental
70th
Olympico
second.
Pumpernickel. Yeah, it was great. Poor Mike had to say his name
So many
about
times.
87 times.
So many times.
Like, it was all I could do. I was like, oh my God. I really wanted to tweet at him too, and I almost did, Glenn. I was like, oh man, like
He enjoys a challenge, I'm sure.
I know, you know, and it shows the level of impeccable preparedness that he never once dropped that Zickelbacher, whatever the hell his name. I can't even pronounce his name, but like Mike did it right 87 times.
Though I have
Kudos
to
you,
say
Mike.
that I don't envy your choice you had to make last night in broadcasting. I'm almost glad I was in the stadium for the match,
we had Jessica
because you
Sharman.
had Conti, but then you had Jessica Sharman on the Apple
Good for her
Pod
too.
broadcast.
Love to see her getting more reps at it. You know, she had quite a bit for the Club World Cup. Chelsea is champions of the world, and
Can't resist, can
no,
you?
I've been wearing blue for ever since, and I'm gonna keep doing it too.
I mean, we're
the
not
only
giving you
team
many
in the
reasons
world
to wear
have
red and
won
black.
won it all, everything.
He's going to be insufferable for a while, isn't he?
No, I think you could suffer this. Y'all could suffer it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad, right? It's okay.
You know what? I want a trophy.
I will.
We
I'll
want a
Bless your heart.
trophy.
I love it. I love it. I love
We
it.
want a
We all
trophy.
had great years. That's great. Yeah, it was cool to see. She does a great job, by the way.
We
Great
actually
job
had
calling matches.
an all female broadcast team from Apple
We did.
TV.
Pretty
Yes,
cool.
which is very cool.
Pretty cool. I'll
Very
tell
cool.
you who's next going to be climbing that ladder. Watch out, Madison Cruz. Did a great
Absolutely.
job for the twos the other night. She's got it too. I love her calls. I think she does a really, really great job. So it's really cool to see her. All right. Takes.
I have a trophy too. It's my
If
cheese
you're not
grinder
watching the
trophy.
video feed of this. All right.
What is
All
that?
right. So
A
this
wedge of
was
cheese.
a bit of a quintessential Atlanta United match. The Atlanta United that we are currently and have been for some time now. Embarrassing goals, decent individual moments, little good play here and there, but that's it. Great effort from the kids. That's been it. That's the season in a nutshell. And this match was emblematic of all of those things.
I feel like I just got deja vu all over again.
Yeah. I mean, look,
Yeah.
same thing as number 2. It wasn't without its positive moments. All the matches have had occasional positive moments, but that's all they are, is moments. And the damning thing is they're individual moments. Never a collective, like, beautiful team goal moment. That doesn't happen. It just doesn't. I guess you could argue the Alexi goal. The build up to the Alexi goal this time was okay. We won a
And I
tackle,
will say that
progressed the
most of the
ball,
goals-
good goal. So maybe.
And most of the goals that I think Alexi has gotten have been kind of ones that have developed, or
Developing
he's
goal.
kind of coached
Yeah.
the ball
Agreed.
that drops, right? Whether intentionally sent to him or set up for somebody else, but
So
either
he's
way,
got 3
little
goals
more
on the
build-up.
season, so we've had 3 moments. Excellent. Wonderful.
So, I mean,
Oh man, I remember those moments so solidly that I feel like there were more.
It was only but a month and a half ago when I was ready to eat my words, and now
I know, and
nope, regurgitated them.
so Glenn, I
Yeah.
think you speak a word here that speaks to me,
Oh,
and
God.
that is a word that collective. The word collective.
Okay, yeah.
We aren't a collective.
No, we are not.
It's a bunch of guys out there running around in shirts and hoping they don't run into each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course you're going to get moments of brilliance,
Mm-hmm.
but you do not ever get, and we haven't had this except for the FEA stint.
True.
An entire
2 years now.
90 minutes. No. I'm going to give that FEA stint from like mid-September
Oh, okay.
through
All right.
Orlando, because they played like a cohesive unit.
Right.
They played poach ball. They had a game plan. They stuck to it. They played like a team, and they played hard for 90 plus. We haven't seen this team play for 90 plus under anybody except Rob Valentino since Heinze left.
I mean,
You're not
I
wrong.
can't really argue
I
with
think
you
there
when it
were a
comes
few
to, like-
matches with Pineda where it was there. A few.
And I
For
actually
Rob
think that,
But not a run like
actually
Rob
think
had.
that we need to be careful and remember that Pineda is one bad Charlotte VAR whatever bullshit call away from maybe not losing his job, and we don't
he would've
know
lost his job
what that
quickly.
alternate timeline would have played
I
out
think he's
as.
still out.
Okay,
I think he's still out.
we don't know, but
he might-
yeah,
Fair, but fair. Sure.
but like, but I guess I just don't understand the whole mentality of this team. Like I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like it
It makes no sense. It makes no damn sense. None of it. I don't have an answer. Nobody does. Spreadsheet Jockey said it best on X. It's just the randomness of it all. We got 2 goals, yet no one could have guessed who or how those goals are going to happen, and that's every game. Any goals
or win
scored
for that
feel a
matter,
bit.
seeing as they both happen at the
The
last
goals, any
possible
goals we
second.
get, they feel a bit either fluky or like Randy Orton hitting an RKO out of nowhere. For my WWE fans out there, yeah, it just yeah, it's nonsensical. It really is. Take number 3, we don't really need to hit on. It's just start the kids. Start the kids. They're showing more and have shown more. They've actually shown a fair amount of composure too, which is maybe surprising at that level in their development more than some of the more veteran players. And speaking of composure, L has none. I'm gonna start really ragging on this guy because he just can't create under pressure, even when the pressure is relatively low.
And
He can't.
but I think that's
He
the
barely
difference,
scored off a
right?
PK.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
come on, man.
but are you surprised though? Because think about what you're saying,
I'm
right?
no
Like the
longer
answer's like right
surprised.
there.
I'm no longer surprised, but
Yeah,
I'm
but the
surprised if I had teleported from March to here, I would be shocked. Yes.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that what we're seeing from the kids is an ability to play without the weight of the world on your shoulders. They don't feel as burdened, even though they have passion,
Why
right? And you
is
can
that?
tell that they're playing for it, but they don't feel burdened.
Why?
And I think unfortunately we seem to have a set of guys that seem to have some issues with dealing with the pressure or the weight of expectations. I mean, I think that
What
seems to be
But
the
expectation
consistent
at
these
this
kids feel
point?
pressure too. Why don't they
because
Is it the
because guys,
paycheck?
we can say, well, listen, we can say till we're blue in the face that there's no pressure, the season's over, nobody's expecting anything, blah 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 blah. But why did we get the most comments? Okay, no, hang
Yeah.
on. Why did we get so many comments?
Yeah.
Because we still all give a whole lot of
I
shits.
know.
That's why we're
But
still
that's what I'm
here
trying to
doing
figure
it.
out.
That's why the fan base is still feeling.
Right.
So my
So
point
why don't the kids
is that
feel it?
those guys are not like living in a vacuum where
I know.
where they just don't exist with any of the
No,
criticism and
they
any of the
feel
weight
it
and any of the money and any of the
for
everything.
sure.
And some people can perform under that pressure, and some people do better playing for a small market where there isn't that expectation. And I think we may have some guys that cannot play with that expectation.
I feel like you cannot say that about a guy that came from a guy you can't, number one, you can't say that about Miggy, who spent 6 seasons in a top 10 Premier League club. Okay, like that's not, you
I
want to talk about
absolutely am
pressure.
talking about Miggy.
Like and what
You
Moranchik
think
came
Miggy feels
from.
more pressure here than he did at Newcastle?
Yes, yes. Because, so here's a couple things. So, first off, what's the difference between these guys and the homegrowns? Well, look, the homegrowns have grown up here. They've grown up in the bins, they've grown up in the shadow of the other guys that are playing with the weight of this expectations. They have grown up watching at least some
Yes.
of them be successful to go on, okay?
Yeah.
And so that mentality does get sewn in the way that we've talked about what Emma Hayes brings from a mentality standpoint, etc. What
But that's
I'm seeing
pressure.
is that, yeah, Miguel Almiron does not seem to be able to play with the weight of expectations at this
I
moment
don't think the
at
pressure.
this
I don't.
moment in his career.
I'm going to disagree with you because I think
Hmm.
there's just as much pressure on the homegrown kids and those kids to
I
go
think
out
there
there
Agree.
and
That's
is.
my
perform.
point. There is as much pressure, but they've been burdened. They've been burnished in it. They are diamonds. They've grown
Yeah,
up in the
but
pressure
all
of what
these
the
players
expectations of what it
have.
means in this club.
But all these
But
players have. They've all come
I
up. They've all dealt with that same pressure
not the
that these
ones that you
kids.
guys are talking
Yes, we have.
about.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
have. Not
Miggy was here at the
here,
beginning and left,
but
but
but they've all come
not
up in their
here.
respective ways and respective clubs and felt this type of pressure. Maybe not here in Atlanta, but they've they've
You
had
just
to fight
shouted
and
out
scrap to
about how
make
you don't
themselves
see that out of ELL. You just said you don't see it out of him.
correct.
And I'm telling you that when he stepped in the bins, we all saw how wide eyed and starstruck and whatever he was. And I don't care that he was playing in the English Championship. And I get that that doesn't mean a shit to me the way that it does to you guys that follow the Premier League and all of this stuff. Like, I get it, but I don't get it. From my perspective, what I saw was a guy that was like, holy crap. I'm now playing in the biggest stage in front of all of this. And then he had early, easy results and may have gotten in his head that this was going to be a cakewalk. And then it became a challenge. And now we're seeing where is his mentality really?
I don't
And to
know.
me, that is him crumbling under the weight of the pressure. Whether he succeeded at Middlesbrough or not, I don't give a shit. He seems to that. I want it to be different, but that's what you're saying you're seeing, right?
Yeah,
So, like,
but
why?
what I'm saying is that he had all anybody who's a professional athlete had to fight their way to the top. They've all been through that crucible. All of them have.
Sure.
So why here? What makes it different? Just because the kids are homegrown? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think that every club is the same. I don't think every professional journey is the same. And certainly not every
Hmm.
club, even in
I
MLS,
I,
is
I
the same.
think
Look at the
I
diversity
think
between playing for RSL versus LAFC. There's just a difference.
I fail to see other teams in this league that have had this that have the resources that we do at our disposal um fail to be able to make any sort of competitive successful run for a 5-year period, because every other club in the league with our resources and
Hmm.
our, not necessarily our fan base, has been able to turn it around and make a strong, not necessarily favored run, but a strong deep run into the playoffs with home field advantage. That is not something we have been able to do since 2019.
Took the LA Galaxy a long time. They have
Mhm.
resources.
And there have been cycles. There are teams that have resources, and there are teams that don't have
Well, and
resources,
I
like
think I think
RSL, who consistently overperform their budget.
Hmm.
so. I mean, look at San Jose this year.
Hmm.
No one expected that. You
Probably
know,
expected that out
I,
of San Jose because you
I
know what?
expected it.
Chicho Hernandez
I
is
had San
real.
Jose winning the West.
yeah, I know. Actually, you did, Glenn, but I mean,
And that's not
nobody
going
but
to
you.
happen, but they're certainly
I
doing
think I
better.
had them 2 or 3 too. Yeah.
Low bar, but
But
mystery.
my point
Yes.
being is, I don't know. We were joking the other day saying Darren Eales was Faust, and we are now actually in hell
Hmm.
because we sold our soul for 2018,
Hmm.
Well, I
and
mean,
it's
look, I was born and told that the University of Georgia had won a national championship my entire life, and it took 40 years for it to actually happen. And I guess I'm grateful that I got to witness the one star because I could be the New York Red Bulls who don't have a star at all.
this is true.
And so, like, if I need to try to be a little optimistic, I guess we've been there before, so we can at least point to it can happen. It may it may be some years in the wilderness
I
though, and
think,
we may unfortunately be staring down the burnt earth,
and I
swamp
think
you're
that's
talking about here, Glenn.
I think that's also part of the challenge of, like, right now being a fan of this club, and going back to what you said, Glenn, about who do we build around. There's nobody fun, there's nobody pretty, there's nobody that,
Certainly
like, there's
Dang.
nobody like
Nobody?
nobody.
That's very extreme.
Nobody.
oh,
Nobody.
no.
No.
I'm
I
assuming
can't.
you guys are just excluding all the
Luke
homegrowns
Brennan
because they're
ruined his
kids out of
hair.
this.
Luke Brennan ruined his hair. All due respect, Luke, you're playing like lights out. I want to see more of your play, but also please go to the barber.
Team, but is Will Riley
Yeah.
not cute? Like,
No,
he
no.
seems like,
Will Riley is jailbait,
Yeah.
Amy. Do you
isn't
know
he
how
like
old I
Yeah,
20?
am?
we can't
Isn't
be
he
doing
like
that.
20? I
No,
don't
no,
know
No,
but
you
Luke
can't be doing
Brennan,
that.
Luke Brennan does need to go to a barber just as badly as Cole Palmer does. I'll never understand.
Oh my god.
My guy,
Talk
Well,
about
you're
somebody,
great.
y'all,
later.
somebody
You're
at the
he's
supporters day
awkward.
asked him,
He's awkward as hell, but this dude needs to go to a barber so bad. So bad.
"Oh, I love his kind of Rick and Morty hair he's got going on." Like, so
But I
somebody,
think that's
so
part of it.
so
There's no
this is funny. So somebody asked him legit at the supporters day at training if they had hazed him, and that's why his hair was yellow. And he did not say yes, and that was unfortunate for both him and us to
Wow.
learn. But yeah.
He meant
But
to
I
do it.
actually like it. I think it's fun. Like, and you
But
know
I
what?
think
He is
that's the
playing
thing.
with
Like
swag, and if he's feeling it, I'm feeling it. You know?
we are still angry and bitter about Gigi because Gigi was going to be that guy for
Yeah,
us.
it's true.
We all bought into him
Mm-hmm.
being that guy
Yep.
for us.
That's the
And
dude.
Alexei Moranchuk was never going to have the personality for us to kind of buy in and
Nope.
like, ooh,
Never.
you know,
He
But
whatever.
didn't get
Gigi
on the
did.
hip
Not,
hop train. He did. He had
look,
the best opening like press conference and then nothing since then. Like
yeah,
literally that
nothing.
one word and then
Nothing.
just
And Miggy, and look, Miggy, bless his heart, we love, like the $1 million smile, but like he's got nothing to smile about, and he has certainly not been the face and full front of this franchise since he came
could
back.
never been
Barto?
that guy though, and
But
I don't think it's
could Barto be? He's number 5 here.
I
Like if
I
everybody
think
gave what Barto did, just imagine. We're still not a collective. Like get that out. That's not happening. But you got 10 individual outfield players giving good individual performances that might lead to something. Could you see us building around that? I think he's got a little bit of the attitude,
I
right?
think he's
I
got a
mean
little LGP-esque
A bit,
to him
a bit.
when he gets stuck in on a tackle, when he,
Do we
you know,
think
hooks
he's
it up and
nothing to
down the
fuck
field.
with? Can we do this with him?
I haven't seen enough nasty out of him yet.
I don't know.
He's working on it.
We've seen
He's
some
been getting pretty
nasty.
nasty the
Too
last
much
couple
Euro
games.
finesse and not enough.
Okay.
Like he's
Okay.
big. Like he can get. Like he's got the size.
Yeah.
And the
The
attitude to be
scrappiness.
able to impose a little Shemetti on us.
But he's not a shoe-in like first ballot candidate for this. We're grasping a bit. We want it.
I do.
I see him following more in the vein of a Jeff Lorenowitz is who I see when
God,
I
I
look
miss
at
him.
their
I
coach.
miss
Because
Larry.
he listen, hear me out, okay? Hear me out on Bartosz, right?
Yeah.
He's got the captain energy. He cares. He's passionate. He knows how to get stuck in on a tackle. He gets yellows, but not so many that he's gone all the time, which was a knock on LGP, okay? And he hits nothing but bangers when he does get goals.
That's true.
Jeff
He's a bangers
was
only.
nothing but bangers when he got goals.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
I'm kind of hoping we can incubate and get Barto on that Larry track is what I'd like.
All right. I think we've come to the end, and we haven't even segued Mason Mill. I might just jump.
I'm sorry, Mason Mill.
Wait,
we definitely need to segue some Mason Mill. I'm sorry.
No segues. Let's just thank them. They don't need a segue. Yeah. They get to come in right at the end and bring us home. We end on something positive. How about that?
I love that because we have some fun stuff to talk about too for this weekend.
Yeah, and Mason Mill's got some fun stuff coming up. So they're continue to expand the practice, and bring fun new things to the practice and for clients and stuff. And something they've got coming up on October 10th. Dr. Cohen is turning 40, right behind me. I got a couple of years on him, and he's calling it Fortitude. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. October 10th at Block and Drum. They're having a party. That is at 5105 Peachtree Boulevard, Building B in Chamblee. And they got a couple DJs there. DJ Cairo, which is what Dr. Cohen goes under. The DJ team and DJ Puffy. So that is happening. And you can go on the Mason Mill website and get more info on that and get tickets. They already gave away 100 tickets to this, but they're going to have food trucks and music all day and just celebrating and trying to bring community together. So that's kind of cool. And then if you're up for it, on September 20th, the staff is going to be doing one of those like Tough Mudder type races. It's called the Fall Savage Race Blitz. It's a 5K obstacle course designed for teamwork and physically and mentally. And they're looking for a team of at least 15 people to join. So if you have an interest in joining the team, they'll take care of you afterwards. Get you adjusted for whatever you mess up.
When you're broken after climbing through the mud and zip lining through trees.
Oh man, it should be fun.
Kind of
they're gonna hook you up with a bunch of.
Are they giving a complimentary adjustment for everybody that signs up?
I would hope so. They're also gonna hook people up with a bunch of swag too. So that's cool. If you're interested in that, check out the Mason Mill website, or you can just email Dr. Cohen directly if you want to. That's at Dr. That's Dr. Cohen, Dr. Cohen at masonmillcairo.com to express your interest in trying not to sprain an ankle, you know? And then also this fall, they've got this cool little hidden room in their practice where it's literally a bookshelf. Like you go, you pull the right book, and a door opens up. It's pretty sweet. And you go in there, and it's just this calm.
So wait, they have a bald man cave?
Yes. It's not sticking.
That
yes.
Brad?
Quit trying to make fetch happen. They've got this great room, and it's just zen and quiet and zen music playing and nice comfortable couches. You can go there anytime, you know, when you have an appointment and just chill for an hour if you just need to disconnect from everything. But they're going to start offering like periodic adjunctive services by trusted community partners like massage, sound healing sessions.
Ooh, I love sound healing. We do that at my hotel.
My God, every founding member just needs to go and get healed
I
from
need
these.
some more information.
Yeah.
DM me the sound
Well,
information.
there you go. Check out go to
Lovely.
masonmillcairo.com and get
There
your
you go.
information on that and book your appointments there as well, or call 404-321-0082 and get set up with your appointment with DJ Cairo and Dr. Miner. So it's pretty cool. All the things they're trying to do to just foster community and connectivity and just be there for each other and take care of you at the same time. What other chiropractic practice does this for you? Nobody. So thank you to them. We really appreciate them riding with us for so long through the good and the bad times, mostly the bad. Oh, so what we got coming up?
Got going on this weekend?
We got Charlotte coming to town. God help us. Now it might go well because for some reason with these two teams when they play each other, neither likes to win it on the road. You know, so we might do okay.
UGA are kind of like that on the hand egg side.
We might do okay. We seem to trade wins back and forth a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. Or it could just be another embarrassing, insufferable Charlotte admin post. I don't know. What do you think? We're going to have ice cream.
So yeah. So if you're concerned about the outcome inside the stadium, I have good news for you. July is National Ice Cream Month. And prior to the match, if you'd like to have your dessert and the cherry on top before you figure out whether it's a shit Sunday on Saturday this weekend, come down to Lot 17 from 4 to 6 p.m.
Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there?
We're going to be being served by Atlanta United legends. So speculate away. We have had such amazing guest stars in the past as one Gregory Garza.
Yep.
And I thought you were going to go all Mikey Ambrose because that's who your wife went for.
Mikey Ambrose, I believe, has also made cameos. So come out. Maybe you'll see a Boy Scout. You never know. Also, Mark Bloom from our inaugural team has come out and served ice cream. So we don't know which legends they are, but there will be Atlanta United legends in Lot 17. Come on down, see the supporter groups, and
really
get free ice cream. Brewster's, by the way, not junky ice cream.
Good ice cream.
Free Brewster's.
I hope it is the ageless wonder that is Greg Garza.
Me too. I'm pulling for Garza.
Of all the things I don't understand in this world, there's a lot of them. Him not aging just befuddles me. I don't get it. I don't get it how he ages in reverse. It's some sort of Benjamin Garza situation here. It makes no sense to me. The dude has just not aged one day. If anything, he looks younger and better. Meanwhile, I'm Crypt Keeper over here with sagging eyes. Like, I don't get it.
You know what? I think Chelsea winning the Club World Cup trophy actually took several lines off your face.
It did.
Also, if you guys have no plans tomorrow night, and you're not like me frantically,
or that will be. You're probably listening to this on a Friday, so tonight.
Oh, it would be tonight. It would be tonight if you're not busy tonight, which is Friday night. There is a meetup with the lovely folks from Mint City that All Stripes has coordinated at Wild Leap for pre-night.
Good on you, All Stripes. Also, great kits, great new kits. Amy's wearing it tonight.
I am.
Excellent new kits from All Stripes.
Off of Olive in York. We got a shout out to the Other Side Lounge. This is also a shout out to the Midtown streets.
Hell yeah.
Got some legendary things like the armorettes on it.
Great kit.
I
Great
really
job.
like the kit. Comes in white
They
and
knocked it out of the
black.
park.
The what I love how much that kit celebrates the history of this town,
Mm-hmm.
and some legendary spots and places that have served the community here for, whether they're still active, like the Armorettes are still active, or whether they're, fuzzy memories like Backstreet. I think it's a tremendous job that they all did putting that together to really
Agreed.
honor the city and lean into it. Also, in case you were wondering, Team Gear is sold out of all the new Marta merch drop. So if you want your Marta merch, I'm going to suggest that you run and don't walk to Team Gear in the Benz, because they got all that's left.
That is a hilarious crossover. Both Marta and Atlanta United operating at similar efficiency levels.
You know what? It could be worse. We could be the team in jorts.
It's true, but you know
okay.
what? I kind of love that they're leaning into that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm alone. I love the John Cena kit. I think it looks great. I like it a lot. I do. I don't know. Good on Nashville too. They're having what a time they're having. What a time they're having. So happy.
I really,
for them.
really, really like the shirt, because I do I love.
You're just
the
not
whole,
a jorts girl.
I'm just no, save the
I
jorts.
normally am opposed to jorts as well, because I'm opposed to all things Florida Gators. But these shorts were pretty okay, and I like Nashville as a city, even if I'm not as familiar with John Cena. Though I hear everybody likes him too, right? He's like a wrestler. Sorry, I'm showing.
I mean, yeah. I don't like the storyline they've done with him and him turning heel. I don't think it's gone particularly well, but I think that has a lot to do with The Rock messing that up. But I digress. But John Cena is genuinely the person, not the character. Mm-hmm. Super stand-up, sweet guy. I got to work with him on Peacemaker season 2. And just a mensch.
Cool. Then all the more reason to like. Then I, as a neutral, I approve of the George.
As awesome of a human as he might be, nobody should wear jorts.
Some people can pull it off, some can't.
I understand. Can't. You stand on principles.
Jean jacket, some Daisy Dukes, but the full-on jort. No, the full-on.
Bite your arm off to see Hani Mukhtar running around in some Daisy Dukes.
I would not mind.
You know what? Isn't that what's going to happen when the first one of them hikes up their shorts? They're going to, right? Isn't that what that is? Aren't we all going to be tuning into Nashville?
Let's just take a moment and appreciate that Nashville is somehow better than us. And I'm not saying they're the prettiest looking team, but I think they're better looking than us right now.
They've been better looking than us for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. This timeline, y'all. Biff Tannen has got in the DeLorean, blitz drunk, and has just messed everything up. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
Hey, you know what, though? It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We've been away from home for a long, long, long time. And this weekend, win or lose, you get to come out, have some beverages in a parking lot, get some free ice cream with Atlanta legends, and see all your friends again and give them big hugs.
And that's what it's about.
That's what it's about.
That is 1,000% what it is about. I don't need trophies and winning things. No, it is about the community.
You get that from Chelsea Football Club.
We've won it all. Only team in the world to have won it all. No, it's about the community. It's about the friendships. It's about the connections. It's about the memories. It's about being there for each other through the good times and the bad times. That's the club. No matter who comes and goes from this club, plays, coaches, whatever, you will never be able to take away what this has built for us. You will never be able to.
You know who doesn't go away?
Who doesn't?
The community.
Correct.
The players come, they go. The coaches come, they go.
Yep.
The front office staff, they come, they go. You know who doesn't go? You, because you live here.
We're here. The badge is eternal.
This is where we are.
The badge is eternal. Community is eternal. It does take effort. It does take showing up and continually being there. But it helps when you are just reminded of that fact that is soccer is the most important, least important thing. This is what's important. Just keep that in mind. And I'm not just saying that because we're crap and I'm trying to delude myself. It is really important. And my life is better for this. It just is. My life is better potting with you guys, even when it's really tough. It's still
Even
better.
when we keep talking about the same thing in circles
Yep.
and pretending
I'd rather
we're not
do
mad.
that. I'd rather do that than not do it, than not have this at all. If you're giving me the option of this that we're going through and have been going through, or no club at all, bite your arm off for this. Every time. All the time. Twice on Sundays, Jennifer is fond of saying. Right. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for listening, supporting us, and FanTV, and Mason
Commenting.
Mill, and Scarves and
Don't
Spikes, and
forget
Doug,
to
and everybody.
like and subscribe, all the
Yep.
smashy buttons
Like,
and
subscribe, share it. Please and
FanTV
thank you.
discords and
Join
blah,
the
blah,
Discord. Keep supporting everything
Yep.
else is out there. Keep commenting. Keep being there for each other. And just, perspective.
And hey, if you are, I also want to close with, if you are struggling with something, don't be afraid to ask for help. I know that there's some changes going on and different phone lines may or may not be available, but reach out to people. Nobody is going to turn you away. People are more accepting than you might think that they are. And, we're all here to support each other through the good times and the bad.
And sometimes the
Look,
hardest
we
part
just
is
shouted
just
out the founding members at this game, right? And
Yep.
we just talked about our community. We laid these tracks, as they say. This team, the community train keeps chugging on, right? And that's what we're talking about, and we're all on board. So let's get on board, and we're gonna, wherever this train is going, hey, we've got at least some homegrown kids and one Bartometer to build around
It's true.
on our way.
And hopefully the Bartometer peaks, spikes, shatters this Saturday. Be great, We hope. But either way, whether it does or doesn't, we're going to be back here talking about it. We ain't going anywhere. I refuse. It's not happening. Bad times don't last forever. This too shall pass at some point.
Yes, it will.
I don't know when.
You're a cat.
Hopefully before 2031 when the asteroid comes and wipes us all out. So hopefully before then.
2.8%.
That would be the most Atlanta thing ever. I'm just saying. We have a great season, 2031, but it hits right before we win, Most Atlanta thing ever. All right, y'all. Thank you very much for listening. We will be back in just a few days' time, Sunday, to talk about Charlotte. Until then, y'all be good. We will be back.
Meow, 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 meow.
What?
Huh?
What?
I don't know. I didn't have one made up for this one. I didn't have a good one.